Good evening friends, study with the Pala Engineering and General Geology Parvin Singh book। तो हमारे चैप्टर का स्ट्रेटिग्राफी ऑफ इंडिया का लास्ट टॉपिक चल रहा है द थार ऑफ राजस्थान या डेजर्ट थार ऑफ राजस्थान। डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन देखते हैं कैसा है। तो हो सकता है ये बुक कंप्लीट करने के बाद मैंने जैसे कहा ना यूपीएससी का वो जियोलॉजिस्ट वाला साइंटिस्ट का और उसका कॉम्बिनेशन ये आईएएस वाला और आईपीएस वाला जो है उन तीनों का सिलेबस मिला करके और एक टॉपिक चालू करेंगे। तो हो सकता है मैं दूसरा चैनल बनाऊं, तो जो चैनल बनाऊंगी तो उसकी इन्फॉर्मेशन डाल दूंगी, ठीक है। अभी तो पहले ये बुक कंप्लीट कर लें। डेजर्ट Thar of Rajasthan distribution. The Rajasthan desert forms an exceptionally wide tract, 650 km in length and 160 km in width, covering a great parts of southwestern Rajasthan known as the Thar Desert. The deserts are clearly wind blown or aeolians in character and have covered practically the entire earliest geology under them. Composition. The Thar deserts are practically made up of sand particles spread in the forms of a vast expanse of undulating dunes. At a place, the underlying rocks protrude out as local ridge. Both the longitudinal and crescent traverse type dunes are seen in the Thar. All of them are in a persistent process of migration. Quartz is most common of the minerals present in the dunes. Sand, feldspars, hornblende, and calcareous grains are others important or constituent. Origin. It is believed that deserts of Rajputana, others names of Rajasthan, are geologically of very recent age, 3000 to 5000 years only. The vast area south of the Punjab, which is now a sandy region, was a quite fertile area even so late as the time of invasion by Alexander the Great, 323 BC. In the words of Dr. Wadia and authorities of Indian geology, the process of transformations of this fertile region into a desert is assumed to have been favored by the following factors. Arid climates of extreme types that prevailed in the regions over considerable times. Monsoons winds from south-west directions that caused spreading of the sand and silt. Available of good quantities of loose and semi-loose sand along the sea coast, especially along the run of Kutch. In the presence of these factors, the process of development of Rajasthan desert took roughly the following shape. The temperature difference between the day times and the night times, and also during different seasons of the year, being very high, resulted in the intense types of mechanical disintegrations, physical weathering of the rocks into smaller and still a smaller fragment. These fragments accumulated mostly in stew because there was very little rainfalls, less than an inch a month, and suffered further mechanical breakdowns through the age, getting converted to coarse sand. The southwesterly monsoons are characterized with sand lifting and eroding velocities. Before actually participating, these lifted and transported huge quantities of the sand and dust from run of Kutch and other areas accumulated during dry spells and spread them over as they advanced eastwardly and northwardly. This process must have continued for hundreds of years. The Aravalis, being aligned parallel to the winds, could not check the advancing desert. There is sufficient evidence to indicate that spread of desert in Rajasthan in prehistoric and even during historic times has been the cause of dissolutions of numerous well-established human settlement in these areas. The laterite deposit. Definition. In the peninsular India, laterite deposit are the most important Pleistocene formation. The deposit consists chiefly of the rock known as the lateral and laterite, which is a hydrated oxides of aluminium and iron in composition. It is characterized with a typical structures, soft and vesicular when fresh, but become hard and compact on exposure to air. The laterites rocks generally occur as the cappings the hills of plateaus of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Deccans at a height ranging from a few meters to 2000 meter and with a thickness ranging from 20 to 60 meter. It may be found at height as low as 600 meter above sea levels. Low lying laterites are above 600 meters. High levels laterites, the former being washed down accumulations of high levels laterite. Compositions and textures. Laterite is broadly described as a ferruginous rocks with a good content of aluminum oxide, thereby resembling bauxite in more than one way. Other hydroxide which are present in most laterite are of manganese, titanium and zirconium. Accordingly, laterites may be classified as a ferruginous iron oxide dominating brown colors, aluminiferous aluminum hydroxide dominating grey color. Magniferous manganese dioxide present dark colors in textures. The hues the dug out rock may be hard, compact and massive. The fresh rocks, however, is pure porous, often piezolytic and full of vermicular cavities. Origin. Laterites are of common occurrence in tropical countries such as tropical America, Malayas, West Indies and East Indies. Besides India, as such laterization, the process of formation of laterites from parent rocks has been studied extensively during last 60 years, and so it is now broadly agreed that laterites is formed due to chemical weathering of certain pre-existing rock under favorable tropical type climates. Such climates necessarily have warm and humid atmospheric condition, abundant and irregular rainy seasons with well-defined dry and wet seasons, good drainage, so that leached out elements migrate quickly to new place instead of recirculating within the effect rocks and getting precipitated into them. The source rocks that are most suitable for weathering into laterites includes such a diverse type: feldspathic rock like granites and gneisses, alkali rocks like cyanite and naphthalene cyanide, intermediate to basic rocks like diorites and basalt, sedimentary rock like limestone and cells with impurities. It is believed that bauxite, aluminum hydroxide and laterites, hydrous aluminum iron oxide, are closely related in their origin in this process of free circulating and highly alkali environment. Will cause quick removals of dissolved clays, iron sands from the decomposing rocks, leaving behind bauxite rich in ions. Whereas an acidic environment and interrupted drainage well favor accumulations of clays ions along with some ions, so that the resulting rock is a double hydroxide of iron as well as aluminum. Uses laterites find various uses depending upon their colors, the composition, availability. The ferruginous varieties are used for construction, whereas the clay-rich varieties approaching bauxite find use in chemical industry. Thank you. Please support it. Thank you.